games in dating. These are the things you need to understand how to play the texting game. Because if you don't understand these things, I'm sorry, buddy, you won't understand how to keep a girl that long. First, playful method. How do you be playful in texting? What usually happens in texting is you usually have the guy and you have the girl. You guys are reciprocating that energy. You guys will reciprocate the energy, but it will be so stagnant in the things that you're doing. You're saying, hey, you're saying, how's your day? What have you been doing? No girl wants that. No girl wants to be in a relationship or texting somebody if they're not having fun, if they're not interesting. What are the things are you coming to the table with? This is why some of you guys have to come up with understand the playful method, right? When you actually utilize the playful method, you start doing these things, right? You start throwing out random ideas. Why is that point? When you start throwing random ideas, you begin to start changing the rhythm that she has for the actions that you guys are taking. Some of you guys will be in a relationship, texting your girl 24/7, doing the same play. It's just a new, different day. Buddy, she doesn't want the same thing as yesterday. She doesn't want the same thing as last week. It's like almost getting the same food every single day. Would you want to eat the same food every single day, or do you want to switch it up? This is why when you start using a playful method, you start playing with her mind. How do you start playing with her mind? You send out random ideas. For instance, you could be like, hey, what would you rather be, a shark or a turtle? And that could be an entire different discussion of playing the game. Now, there's levels to the playful game. Because there's literally levels. If you understand what I'm saying, there are levels to the playful game. When you are sending out random ideas to your girl, or the person that you're texting, it should be fun. There should already be the chemistry that you are able to send out random ideas because you know you've been locked in with this person for so long. Now you're just over here keeping the conversation interesting. This is why it's so important for guys to recognize the playful method. Because if you stay boring and you stay consistent with the same thing over and over, I promise you, she will literally start, her eyes would be googly eyes. And she would find another person. That's realistic. Because we guys think that our consistency is so okay. But girls are literally not the same. They need to be stimuli in their mind in order to grow or to be something for you. So if you start throwing these random ideas, if you start playing playful, if you start doing these things, now, it's very important to understand. When you use the playful method, you have to just throw out everything that you think that is holding you back from being playful. If you're an 8-year-old kid, what would you think and not overthink? What would you say without oversaying? You know what? You feel me? Like, sometimes you're just playful. Sometimes you just gotta be a goodie. But some guys always mistake being so in the lane that they keep doing the same thing. How is your day is not going to cut it, buddy. Saying good morning is not going to cut it. You guys got to find new ways to enjoy the conversation. This is why in the texting game, you have to switch it up. If you're trying to text a girl 24/7, bro, you have to allow her to be like, damn, this dude's a curveball. I can't understand what he's trying to do. I don't understand what he's doing. You know what happens? What happens? The girls usually be like, oh my gosh, this is a rare commodity. Because this has never happened before. But most guys don't understand the playful method. When you understand the playful method, you start utilizing it more. Guys, oh my gosh. The water method is probably the most important thing that you have to understand. Now, it comes in two ways. There is a faucet. Water comes out. Water comes out. There's a little knob. And there is temperature, hot and cold. Guys, first thing you want to understand about the texting game that usually happens is she will use this method on you without your knowledge. If you don't understand the water method, you will literally be living in a daze of confusion because you didn't understand you were in the texting game and you weren't privy to what was happening to you. So a lot of guys, I will start off with the hot and cold. You guys will be so fasted texting. You guys will be so hot. I'm talking about replies back and forth, replies back and forth, replies back and forth. And then boom, it slows down. You know it slows down. You know the water just got a little bit colder. Oh guys, you guys gotta be privy to this. And you guys actually know this. When the water gets cold, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to switch it up and also have the playful advantage to add to that water method. She was hot, she was texting you back and forth, she was doing all this, that, and the third, you guys were having a great conversation, and then she switched the faucet to cold. What does cold mean? You guys know what cold means. Cold means you're going to Antarctica and you're shivering and your timbers out. She has now slowed down in her texting. 2 hours. And some guys get confused right here. Oh my gosh, we were texting so frantic and we were enjoying. What happened? What happened? She said, man, this is a really good conversation, but girls would try and use the water method on you to see how you handle yourself. When I go cold, what do? Are you a man that's going to be able to be like, hey, please come. I need your text. Or are you going to be like, okay, we playing a texting game? And this is where a lot of guys get messed up. Different men do different things in this method. When she goes cold, boom. She takes 2 hours to reply. It takes 30 minutes to reply. We guys think that we should just configure it to the timeline. But guys, you know the method for you guys? Some people would say, hey, if she takes 2 hours, I'm taking 4. And I think that is that right there, perfect saying. Most guys will utilize that, but most guys will say, as soon as she texts me, I'm going to text her as quick as possible. That is the quickest way to get the valve shut off. What do you mean? Girls will change from hot to cold. If something happened in the dichotomy, she either met somebody new, she either found that it was so hot, that this is so new, that this is so much going on, so much good chemistry, but I have to pull back because I know if I give this person too much, she either is aware that she likes you a lot, or she's aware that she's just playing with you. And she does not want to play with you anymore because I've gotten all the information that happens. This is why the texting game is so critical. You guys will give too much information in a short time period. And if you do not understand the water method is being played on you, you have to understand what's happening in my communication. What am I giving up for her to be? Because this is what happens. When you guys are texting all the time and you're getting so much information, a lot of times, if a girl gets so much information from you, you already been figured out. That's why the playful method is used. That's why you gotta change the circadian rhythm. You know what I mean? The circadian rhythm gotta get changed. You know what I mean? The manuka gotta get changed. Sometimes you gotta do these things. But the faucet, it can be running so fluently. And what happens? She turns the faucet off. She literally stops responding to you. But guys, every time this girl, she turns the faucet off, you guys get confused. Like, oh my gosh, we really had a good connection. It was hot. The water was hot. I was like, it was good. And then, boom, she just stopped replying to me. Good. Good, buddy. She stopped replying to you because you're a good buddy. She does not deserve you, buddy. Get this in your medulla gaga. Like, you have to understand. If she turns off that water faucet and you guys are having a good conversation, when I mean good, I mean a hot conversation. It was going back and forth. If she has a cold conversation, just know it is probably going to get turned off pretty soon because she's probably not that interested in you. But guys, when she turns off that faucet and she stops replying to you, do not get overwhelmed with your thinking. Understand, at the end of the day, she turns off that faucet, fine. Kick rocks. Kick rocks, buddy. I don't need you. But guys will be like, damn, should I double text and start pondering? Guys, you have to be so confident in yourself to start walking away from these girls that do this for you. If she is super hot and she turns off the faucet, there is no more texting her back. There's no more thinking about the double text. There's no more thinking, oh, what could I have done? There's no more overthinking. It is simply just, okay, move on. When I say there's a lot of fish in the sea, there is a lot of fish in the sea. That fish just didn't want you. And quite frankly, have you guys ever fished before and you got a fish on a hook and then you try to wheel it off and then somehow the fish gets off the hook? That's what happens. That's what basically happened to you. So don't get so lost in the fact that you guys are having a great conversation and then now she pulled back and she turned off the water and she doesn't even want to invest in you anymore. Okay, cool. When you guys understand the analogy, when you go to the bathroom and you wash your hands and you turn on the faucet, it always closes, right? When you know that, I'm not trying to tell you guys anticipate the close, but eventually, if maybe the water just runs and that person is for you. Bing, bing, bing. Then you got your person. But sometimes in a dating game, while texting these girls, you'll find yourself having a girl turn off the faucet after having a good conversation with hot water, and you guys it's just gelling. And then you act like, what just happened to water? Understand, it is fine. Because what you do, you walk away, you come back to the bathroom again, and you turn on that faucet with somebody else, and you wash your hands again, and it's going to be a hot, cold conversation, and you're going to understand. That's how you start vetting. That's the water method. Guys, but this method is what the girls usually do. The Martha Stewart method. Oh my gosh. You know why? What is Martha Stewart known for? She's known for like cooking all these things. She be cooking. She got the tower, all these things. But I'm trying to tell you guys, when a girl uses the Martha Stewart method on you, she is curving the ball from left to right. And she is hitting a knuckleball. She is hitting a knuckleball to your head, to your medulla gaga. You feel me? At the end of the day, this is what she's doing. Martha Stewart is so good at throwing us curveballs. She's cooking. Oh, she does that too? Oh my God, she does that too? That's what happens with these girls when they do that to you. A girl will have you text her. And you will be so invested in this girl. And then she will throw something on your plate just to see how you react. She will say something. She will be like, okay, some girls be texting. She'll text you late at night. Good night. And then she'll post on her story somewhere else. I'm saying, this isn't the ideal thing, but this is the Martha Stewart method that happens to us all the time. That happens to guys all the time. You do not want to get misconstrued. As soon as you understand she is using the Martha Stewart method on you in the texting game, oh my gosh, wake up, buddy, wake up. Your antennas need to be here. Your antennas need to be here. Spidey senses. Spidey senses. That's what you need to do when she throws you that curveball. Because she doesn't throw you that curveball in there. She's gonna ask you different questions. She's gonna ask you different questions. And it's there for you to either get mad, respond fast. These are the questions that will throw you off to see how you handle certain things. I'm telling you, dating game is complicated. The texting game is even another complication method because if you don't understand this, you can get very, very played with the fact that this is happening to you and you're not understanding that, oh my gosh, she just asked me about this. She just asked me about this. How do I respond to this? How do I respond to this? What should I do? What should I do? That's the Martha Stewart method. It's all about misdirection. It's all about misdirection. So she's trying to get you here, and then she's going to go here, and then she's going to put something on your lap, and then she's going to communicate something here. She's just trying to see how you handle yourself. Are you shocked when she says something different? Are you going to be mad when she says something different? These are things where actually she's only just texting how masculine you are. When she tries the Martha Stewart methods on you, she's just trying to see how masculine you are when I ask you these questions or when I do certain things. Are you going to hold and be like, yo, if she texts me good night and she posts on her story, are you going to be like, bro, you're bugging? I'm done with this. There's no way you're just going to text me good night and you're not even going to tell me that you just went out. Like, that's crazy. Where's the communication at that? You feel me? That's right there is holding the tone and holding the line because you are not presenting that I'm not a person or an option where you're just going to tell me X, Y, Z and do the next. Because at the end of the day, there's no mutual respect there. But the Martha Stewart method is literally there for guys to get thrown off their ball. If you don't know this is happening to you while texting, it probably will. But when you understand that, you understand the whole texting game. So guys, let me reiterate. Playful method is for you to throw the playfulness inside of the texting so it doesn't get boring. You use this in order to have fun in texting, to keep the texting good. Now, the water method. Understand the water method is usually going to be used when the conversation is very hot and it's going great. And then it usually turns cold and then she turns off the faucet on you. This is a period of time where you meet that girl, everything's good, everything's great, and then she stops talking to you. Do not dwell in the fact that she stopped texting you. Move on. That's it. When this happens and the water method happens to you, just move on. If she starts slowing with her replies and she doesn't want to talk to you as much, that means you gave her too much information during the water method stage. And if you give her too much information, she will literally turn off that faucet as quick as you gave her that information about yourself because she figured you out. And lastly, the Martha Stewart method. If you do not understand this, guys, this is here to throw you off your pivot. She is only testing your masculinity. Guys, remember that. She's only testing your masculinity. If she doesn't feel if you're going to stand up for yourself, if you're going to speak up on certain opportunities or subjects, she's going to see if you are the right candidate for her. Remember this. The texting game and dating is a dangerous game. But with these methods, you can play the game.